Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Excelsior, the Tier 5 British premium heavy tank. Located on the north spawn of Erlenberg, this one is under the command of TerrysTanks of No Retreat, No Surrender. And normally you'll see him platooning with Total Party Bottom and Andromeda. But this game, he's on his own. Now, he is the best player on the game, or in this game. He's got 58,000 games experience, whereas most of the people he's playing with have got as little as only, what, 2, 3 or 4,000 games in total. Now, we've seen TerrysTanks play very, very well in the Excelsior, which, as you know, is a British experimental heavy tank that was built to try and replace the Churchill after they misperformed or didn't perform as well at Dieppe, which was actually down to the shingle more than the fact that it was a poor heavy tank. In fact, it was actually quite a good heavy tank. But this tank was designed based on the Cromwell, with very heavy armour at the front of the vehicle of 115mm, fairly weak armour at the sides and fairly good armour at the rear. Now he's got his first shot on a Panzer 4D, gets a penetration. It's a 75mm gun, as you may know, which is capable of getting through 91mm of armour and doing 110 alpha. And he's getting some nice rolls out of those. He got some low ones, but that was a high roll, that 120. T6 medium just across there. Puts around into the DW2 as well. And I think he tracked him. Oh, no, he's permanently tracked him now because he did repair his tracks, but pulled back, but not enough time to stop TerrysTanks getting another round in. But he's now switched targets to the T6. Can he get around it? No, he's not going to get that. I think these are hitting the drive wheel, so he might kill that DW2. This is not a lot of him to aim at. Yes, he does get the kill. Okay, Type T-34 tries to dash around the corner. That's the Chinese Tier 5 medium. And he hasn't got a lot of hit points left. He comes around the corner again. He might die. And that T6 medium, he's looking for the same. Here we go. There you go. T-34 is out of the game. So that's 2 kills. Now, I must say, TerrysTanks does play the Excelsior quite a lot. In fact, you've seen quite a few games where I've actually featured him as part of the platoon with Andromeda. So he gets to practice his platoon games with this tank. So you're going to try and get across the river. That T6 is going to die if he does that, because he'll easily pen those the turret. He is using APCR, which has got even more penetration. In fact, it will go through 144mm of armour. Still got the same 110 alpha though. And he's decided to cross the river and go after that T6. Misses him with that shot. He's only got 3 rounds of APCR left. Needs to deal with this Panzer 3J first. Didn't get that one through because it didn't hit the target correctly, but this one should. And he's got his 3rd kill. Well, the T6 medium must be worried now because he knows that this tank will kill him. And he's having very little, he's finding it very difficult to get through the armour of the Excelsior. Of course, he is now aiming at the side of the Excelsior, which should have been easy to pen. Okay, forward we go. He's got 4 kills now. And, oh, next one is a Panzer Selbstfahrerfährte 1C. Okay, he's going to have to go around the corner to get rid of that guy. Oh, he's being very difficult. He wants to run away. Oh, missed the opportunity to get the kill there, but he blocked 2 shots. One from a Matilda Black Prince and the other one from the Panzer Selbstfahrerfährte 1C. And locks on to get the kill shots. There you go. That's 5 kills. Now, the normal reload time for this tank is 3.64 seconds. And you can see TerrysTanks managed to get it down to 2.98. Probably got a rammer and a good crew. Aiming for the top of the T67, some distance away, and he's now used up all his APCR, so he's firing standard ammo. But the good news about this gun is it does have sufficient pen to get through the hull of the T67, no problem. And I think he might be tempted to cross the river, get to the other side and go after that T67, but the T67 can, if he hits the Excelsior correctly, can penetrate it. He's got a 76mm gun with fairly decent penetration, but he can easily get through the sides of this vehicle, and he's fairly fast, so he will be able to relocate to get those shots. Oh, Matilda comes over the river, and he hit him in the tracks. Now he can hit the sides easily, and he did lose some hit points because of that. Turned around. Now he's got his strong end to the Matilda, who's just taking every shot auto-aimed in. He is getting some rounds in on the Excelsior. Oh! And he managed to get a kill shot in, and he was using APCR to do it. That's why he was getting through the armor. So the game is over for TerrysTanks, but he did a huge amount of damage. 3,290 hit points. He blocked 680. 275 assistance. He's lost his chance at getting a steel wall because you have to be alive at the end of the game to get that. But it's now equal numbers at the end of this game. Oh, now this is bad because there's only 3 left on our team now. 4 in the enemy team. And one of those is that T67. He's got 7 kills. I would not be surprised if that T67 went up the north end of the map and started hunting down the guys behind the tree line on the A row. So the enemy's got 1 heavy tank left, a T1 heavy, who's over on the east side of the map at the moment. We're not following the battle, I'm afraid, but it doesn't look good for our guys now because they've lost our T67. The T1 heavy took him down. And now it's 2 versus 4. I think you could easily say that TerrysTanks was the best player on their team, but unfortunately now he's gone. They've lost their momentum, and there goes the P2640, which means the last tank on the team is a Stug 3G, and well, he's up on the east side of the map, but he won't be alone for long because the Largo, the T67, and possibly the T1 Heavy as well will all be homing in on his position. The SAU-40 is not a particularly fast tank destroyer, and I would not expect to see him. Oh, he's actually already up there. Sorry, I'm wrong. The SAU-40 is in that corner of the map, and they just killed the Stug 3G, the T1 Heavy getting the kill, so it's a loss on the game. Not what we expected, but there you go. Sometimes it does happen. So, did he get the high caliber? Because there's a tick on the screen at the top, which normally indicates that you've earned 20% of the enemy hit pool. I wonder if he did. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. And here's the end of battle results, and he didn't get an ace tanker in this game, and he didn't get a high caliber, but boy did he get a reward. He got his 3rd mark of excellence in that game. 2nd class tanker from the game. Not sure why it's so low, but I suspect it was down to the fact that he was taking on tanks which were similar tier to himself, and that's why he wasn't getting anything extra. So he would need to have done a lot of damage like the T67 in order to get a much higher class, because it's fairly easy to do a lot of damage in the Excelsior. But 3rd mark of excellence shows he is consistent about the amount of damage he does and the amount of XP he earns in each battle. It's all down to damage actually in the end. When it comes down to, he actually did manage to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5, 1/3 of the enemy team, and 1 short of a top gun. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A 5 for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. And he did get a bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 7. And his win rate from that game was 15,657. A very high win rate actually. But surprising, yes, only a 2nd class because, as I said, other people play the Excelsior and they play it rather well. And so if you want to get a higher grade, you really have to make this thing work. If we look at the team score, we can see that TerrysTanks managed to get 3,290 hit points of damage, the next high scorer being the T67 with only 3,059. Now that kind of makes me think that there may be a reason why he didn't get the high caliber in this game, and it may be that he accidentally hit one of his own teammates during the battle, because if you see here, you can see the T67 on the enemy team got a Radley Walters, a high caliber, a tank sniper and top gun. Yes, so the high caliber was automatically went over to the T67 when TerrysTanks accidentally hit one of his own teammates by mistake. When it came to the number of kills, we can see that it's the T67 who did the best. He got 8 kills and Radley Walters, as I said. 5 kills went to TerrysTanks, and the next high scorers were the P2640 on TerrysTanks team with Leather Slayer's medal, and the T1 Heavy on the enemy team, who also managed to get 3 kills and got a steel wall. When it came to base XP, we can see that the highest scorer was that T67 again, 1,386 base experience points. 1,059 went to TerrysTanks, and they were the only two who managed to get over 1,000. The next high scorer being the Matilda Black Prince, who actually took out TerrysTanks in the end. He got 733. TerrysTanks fired 48 rounds in the game, got 38 direct hits and 32 penetrations, damage of 3,290 hit points, of which 104 were at more than 300 meters. He received 22 hits from the enemy, 12 of those were penetrations, 9 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash. He blocked damage, 680 hit points in total, spotted 5 enemy vehicles, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 275 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 79,844 credits, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually made a loss of 31,374 credits, and the reason? Yep, he fired far too many APCR in that game. He probably could have penetrated most of the tanks that he was firing at across the river with just standard AP. He really didn't need to be firing APCR at them, but he did, and as a consequence, yes, he ended up short of ammo when he needed it the most to take down that Matilda Black Prince. He did pick up 80 bombs for achievements. He also got 1,588 XP, 795 for completing the mission events, 636 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 3,019 experience points altogether. So, yes, he's got his third mark. He won't ever lose that. That's on the barrel for good. He's got a nice purple 3 marks on there now. People will take note of that when they see it in battle, and I think they'll be worried. But I think actually the thing about the Excelsior is if somebody's playing it well, you'll only see the front of their vehicle, because they won't ever give you the side, because they know that the side can be perforated. And one of the problems Terry had in this game was that he was showing the side far too many times to the enemy, and that's when they were getting their shots in to get the penetrations which damaged him. So that, and of course the fact that the Matilda Black Prince was spamming gold at him quite profusely, and that's how he's managed to get through that frontal armour. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below because it feeds the algorithms, and thank you for watching.